Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we kind of have a cool matchup for you guys today. It's a Mystic Mayhem, the Mystic kind of showdown. Let's stop being around the bush. We've got Ebony Maw, first villain of the Mad Titan Shadow box, up again none other than Adam Warlock, the hero that debuted in this box. Let's get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are down at the table now. As you saw from the intro, we're doing the Mystic matchup today. A bit of alliteration for you. We've got Adam Warlock taking on Ebony Maw. Now, we know that Adam Warlock came in the Mad Titan Shadow expansion, which is what we're playing, so I thought, what better than do kind of this Spellcaster showdown to begin this Mad Titan Shadow section of Marvel Rewind. So, whenever we're sitting down against a villain, as always, it's been a couple of days, so talking through it, we always look at the content. So we have Attack on Nowhere. It says, Ebony Maw leads an assault on Nowhere in order to capture the Power Stone stored within. For the contents, there's Ebony Maw 1 and 2. Ebony Maw 2 and 3 for playing on Expert Mode, which we are. It's the Ebony Maw set, which should be right here. That's all of his cards. And we have the Standard Encounter set along with Expert and our Obligation. And then we have two modular encounter sets, and the recommended ones are Armies of Titan, which we have here. And then we have Black Order, which is like this small minion kind of modular set. So, okay, all of these three are going to consist of our encounter deck, and we're going to go ahead and shuffle up here. Now, Adam Warlock's pretty interesting. For a lot of reasons, he's one of the heroes that break the deck building rules of the game, where he must include 4 aspects. Well, it used to only be 4, but now with Pool, there's 5. You must include an equal number of cards from all 4 aspects in your deck, so it's not like really a choice. So I think our count today is 6. So we have 6 aggression, 6 justice, 6 protection, and 6 leadership cards. Usually it's going to be around 5 to 6 because people like to keep their decks around 40. If you go up to 7, you're getting up to kind of a bit of higher numbers there. But you can go as high or as low as you want, and then fill out the rest with basic cards, as normal. It gives him a lot of flexibility, but the trade-off for that flexibility is the fact that he can only have 1 copy of each card in his deck. So you can't run multiples of something like Make the Call or anything like that. You can only have 1 copy of each card, which makes deck building for him pretty unique and different. So that's the encounter deck shuffled up there. We're going to set him to his 18 printed hit points. And again, I'm not super sure. I know all this happens before we drop. So we're going to go ahead and flip over the main here. So it has Attack on Nowhere with a when revealed. So it says each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a spell is discarded and puts it into play. Shuffle the encounter deck, discard pile into the encounter deck. We're just going to resolve this one first. If it's the other way around, I don't think it'll make a huge difference, but let's do that. So we're discarding. Okay, so this is the first one. So from the one revealed on the main scheme, we have Pacification, and it has 3 invocation counters on it when it comes in. And it says after the last invocation counter is removed, discard it and stun or exhaust each upgrade you control, and you are stunned. So now we're going to shovel these cards back into the encounter deck, and then we're going to mill for his when revealed on stage 2, which is each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a spell and puts that card into play. So Ebony Maw's design is pretty interesting. Anytime he activates, he lowers the counters on these spell cards. They're kind of these environments that stay and stick around. There's no way to remove them except for all their counters going down, in which case you do the effect that is stated on the card. So right now we have something that it's going to exhaust all our upgrades and stun us, which is pretty nasty, but hopefully, there's kind of a timer, and unless he gets an extra activation from the encounter deck, you're usually able to kind of play around it a bit. So yes. So we're going to go ahead and do the other one, which is milling. So we found a spell. Okay, we already found one, which is manipulation. After the last invocation counter is removed, discard one card at random from your hand, and then you are confused. So, okay, we got a couple nasty ones here, but we're going to go ahead and shuffle up Adam Warlock here and get this game started. We're going to do a cut to where we win. So if the spells are different, it would probably be one of the most obvious cuts of all time. So, yes, if you see different spells here, I mean, I don't even know how I would do it. Let's just get a one and done, and I'll have to worry about it is always what I think. So we're going to shuffle up, and we're still going to leave the space for a pause anyway, but you will know if there will be, outtakes for this in the inevitable checkpoint. So, okay, that's that shuffled up, and we're going to get to it. So we have our hand size of 6 here. We are the Mystic trait. We have 11 hit points, and we're just going to draw up now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have double Mystic Senses in our opening hand. I feel like we just want to play both of these. Like, I think we play both of them, and do we stay flip down? No, I think we flip up and then take a couple attacks here. But man, I mean, double Mystic Senses is just really good. It's going to give us this really good draw engine. Yeah, we'll just keep the hand here. Okay. So he has an action as alter ego that I never remember, but like you can discard a card from your hand and remove a status card from Adam Warlock. Let me just see if we do decide to stay down. I'm pretty sure he just mills another spell, right? Yeah, okay. I don't think we want 3 spells here, so we'll probably just flip up because we can do something about it. So we're just going to spend, yeah, we're just going to, actually we should do a Mystic Sense because we do get to draw another card. So we're going to flip up here into Adam Warlock. We're going to use our action, or no, first we want to play one. So what is something that we would never play here? I think Brawn is decent. I don't think I'd ever be playing Hard Knock, so we'll go ahead and discard these 2. Oh wait, but then we want to do an action. Yeah, we'll discard Brawn as an action. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to do these 2 for Mystic Senses here. As a hero response, what it can do is whenever you resolve his Battle Mage ability, you can draw a card. Adam Warlock has his action. It's limited once per phase, which is you can discard 1 card from your hand, and if that card is aggression, you deal 2 damage. If it's justice, you remove 2 threat. If it's protection, you heal 1 damage from an ally, and if it's leadership, you can give a hero, well, if it's a multiplayer, it's any hero, but for solo, it's just you can give him +1 to all his stats. So we're going to go ahead and discard Brawn here using our Battle Mage ability. And it says when we discard an aggression card, we're going to deal 2 damage. So we're going to go ahead and bring Ebony Maw down to 16. That's going to trigger our Mystic Senses here to draw a card. We drew into Luke Cage here. Then we're going to spend 2 more resources to get down our other Battle Mage here. Or sorry, our other Mystic Senses. And we're just going to thwart for 1 off of the main. And I think that's going to be it for now. So that's pretty cool. All right, we're just going to ready up and drop 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got Thor. We have our cape. So anytime, oh, we have Sorcerer Supreme as well. So we're getting a lot of our setup cards right here. So let's see how this goes. Ebony Maw at step 1 on the villain phase is going to put 1 on the main. He's going to attack us for a base of 2. We'll take this. 3, 4 damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 7. Then, as a force interrupt, whenever he activates against you, we remove 1 of the counters from his spells. Then we have an encounter card here. 1 reveal, remove 1 invocation card from each spell environment in your play area. If you have no spell environments, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a spell environment is discarded. Put this card into play. Okay, so this is going to drop down to 1, and manipulation is going to drop to 0. And it says when the last counter is removed from here, discard 1 card at random from your hand and not become confused. So we have a 5-card hand here. We're just going to roll a dice. We had really good cards in our hand, so hopefully it's not one too bad, but I don't know. This game has its ways of being funny. 1. Boom, our cape is gone. So our easy source of readying is gone. I think that's all right. And then we're also going to get confused at the same time here. But, you know, everything being said, that's not too bad, all things considered. So, all right, so what do we want to do here? So we could discard Major Victory and get +1 to all our stats. And that will let us defend for 2 on the next turn, so we can maybe stay up another turn. We're probably going to do that. We're going to drop 2, because I want to see if we can find a protection card to play, because if we can't, what else do we have? We have protection to heal 1 damage, and then Thor's just deal 2 damage. So we'll just spend Major Victory here as our Battle Mage ability. We'll give ourselves +1. We'll trigger both of our Mystic Senses here to draw 2 cards. Okay. Ooh, we can get a flip down, actually. because we do have the think fast. Is that worth doing? After the last threat is removed here, exhaust each upgrade you control and you are stunned. Yeah, we probably do want to do that. So let's go ahead and spend these 2 resources here to get down the Sorcerer Supreme. And then, yeah, let's do that, and then we'll just recover, I guess. We're at 3. Yeah, I think that's probably even better. Or maybe we recover on the way up. We're gonna spend 1 resource here for Think Fast. We're gonna take a damage and confuse Ebony Maw here, just so maybe we can stop some of this counters from going down. And we're gonna flip down here, and we're just gonna recover by 3, back up to 9, and we're gonna ready up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have Soul World, Karmic Blast, welcome aboard. Quantum Magic. Okay, Quantum Magic can fetch us our cape, and that would be really good for us here, so we can start doing readying shenanigans and whatnot. This is going to go up to 2. Then Ebony Maw is going to try and scheme. He can't because he's confused, and we have 1 encounter card. Fireball, it's going to surge, and it's going to enter play with 4 counters. And then we're going to surge it to another card. Caught Off Guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Oh, that's really nasty. Yeah, that slows us down quite a bit. Do we get rid of Sorcerer Supreme? No, it's one of our Mystic Senses for sure. We'll go ahead and discard this. And okay, that is Ebony Maw's turn. So, okay, what do we want to do here? We definitely want to get our Mystic Senses back down. Oh, wait, we can discard a card to remove this confused status. Does that matter? It is annoying, but it's not like the end of the world. Let's just do Soul World is good, but we don't really want to lose Soul World. And then we'll okay, so we do want to be able to spend a Karmic Blast here. So let me see. If we do Quantum Magic to get us back our senses, and then we'll deal 2 damage to him, draw 2 cards, and then let me see. What is his cape read? It's an upgrade, right? And it says you have to exhaust this to ready animal. So no matter what, unless we find a stun here, he is going to rest all our upgrades, which is a bit annoying. Let's do this. Let's just spend a Quantum Magic here. We're gonna get our Mystic Senses back, and we're gonna spend a double in our hand to go ahead and put our Mystic Senses back down. And then we're going to, yeah, I think we're just gonna flip up. We're not gonna heal here. We're going to spend our Battle Mage ability to spend this aggression to deal 2 damage here. Bring him down to 14. It's going to trigger both of the Mystic Senses to draw us 2 cards. Okay, we found our... I mean, all of our stuff is going to get rested this next turn, but I think that's okay. We're going to get down our Karmic Staff here, and then we're going to get down Soul World as well. So we have basically everything we'd ever need in terms of, you know, upgrades and supports and whatnot. Actually, was there something I could have kept in my... I guess I could have kept a Karmic Blast. I don't think we really need damage right now, though. So, do I just... yeah, I'll just thwart to break this confuse. And then we will pass it back to Ebony Maw. It's going to go up to 3. We'll draw up 6 cards because of the Sorcerer Supreme. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we can do a shield spell here, which I don't hate. So we do have a Cosmic Awareness for some thwarting, which is also pretty good. So yeah, that goes up to 3. He's going to activate against us. Is this when I would take any amount of damage? Yeah, okay. So I guess we'll just see how much this is. He's going to attack us for a base of 2. Give the villain a tough status card. We'll just take the 2 damage here, I think. And he's going to get a tough. Let's remember everything on the card. So now, force response, when he activates, remove an invocation counter from each spell card. So after the last invocation counter is removed, I'm going to become stunned. and he is going to rest. He is going to, what's it called? Yeah, exhaust each upgrade I control. So this one's exhausted. Technically, the Sorcerer Supreme is exhausted, but it's not really a card we can do anything with anyways. And then, yeah, so that's that. And then now we have one encounter card, which is Abjuration. Prevent all damage to Ebony Maw. After Abjuration prevents 2 or more damage from a single attack, discard it. Okay, so that's back to us. What do we want to do here? So we can only really play with the cards available to us currently. I mean, I feel like Charlie is decent. He'll protect our health pool a little bit. We do this. Like if we do, maybe we just spend 4 and we keep the double in our hand. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just play down Charlie and he'll defend for us, and then we'll try and do stuff from there. So yeah, let's do that. Let's spend 4 to get down Charlie 27. He has Retaliate 1 and a Toughness. I'm fine with taking the I'm fine with taking the kind of tempo hit to just use this tough, just to keep our health kind of safe and sound here. Do I want to attack, or let's just thwart for 1, and then we'll ready back up, keeping the double in our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we got a Cosmic Ward. We finally hit a summoning spell. Do we have allies? I know there's a ton of allies in this deck, so I'm sure there are allies left. It's gonna go up to 3. All my stuff is going to ready here. Now we can really start kind of grooving, I think. He's going to attack for a base of 2. We're going to block here, give the villain a tough status card. He still has one. And also, he can't take any damage from this Retaliate. So he dealt 2 damage. It's going to break Charlie's tough. It's going to drop down a counter. First encounter card, gang up. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. So we're going to take this to base of 2. 3, 4 damage. It's going to bring us down to 3 here. He's going to drop this counter down by 1. And okay, that's back to us. So it does look like we actually have to flip down here, which is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I would have really liked to not do that, but I don't think we have a lot of options. So what I think we're going to do is... we don't even have attacks that we can do to like trigger Ebony Maw's stuff. Oof. So I have an idea here. So maybe we spend... We're going to spend a Quantum Magic, I think. Choose a card in my discard pile and add it to my hand. So we're going to get back our cape here. So yeah, we're going to spend the Quantum Magic for 1. Let's get back our cape, because I want to actually break this Abjuration on him. I guess it's not super important now that I really think it through, but... I guess we also don't have to flip down this turn. Oh no, this is deal 4 damage to your identity. Okay, so I actually do have to heal here, which is pretty unlucky. Yeah, so I just realized we don't really have a choice. So we'll go double here for Warlock's Cape. After we use Battle Mage, we can ready Adam Warlock. We will, what's it called? I mean, I guess we'll just, I guess we have to thwart, right? So we'll thwart for 1 here, bring this down to 2. And then we will spend Falcon to buff all of our stats by 1. That's going to ready us with our cape. Also, we get to trigger both Mystic Senses here. Draw 2 cards. I think we just actually play Iron Fist here, but if he gets an activation, we just lose, right? How likely is he to get an activation? That's something I don't know, and I don't have the Cosmic Ward to kind of protect me. I think we'll play it out anyways. We'll do a Karmic Staff here and 3 resources to get down Iron Fist. When he attacks, we can remove 1 Mystic counter from an enemy. So he comes in with 2 Mystic counters. So these will be his Mystic counters. We're going to have him swing on Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw can't take any damage, but He's going to take a consequential, but this will remove his abjuration and it will also stun him. Yeah, and then the tough is still on there. Okay, and we're just going to ready up here. And let's hope for the best in terms of this fireball not going off. 5 and 6. Yeah, his fireball is not an attack. So let's see if we get defeated by 8, because I could have flipped down. So you go up by 3. He's going to remove the stun. Counter card. Reactor overload. Okay, so we're actually kind of safe here. When revealed, each player must choose to either take 2 damage or place 2 threat here. I'm not sure if we can afford to take damage right now, especially with this fireball. It's constantly ticking down, so yeah, I don't think there's any chance we can, because the fireball is going to hit us next turn. So we'll just put threat on it up to 5. All right, and that's going to be that. So that's to us. So what do I want to do here? Probably need to get some thwarting done. How many cards do we have? After we deck out, we get a soul counter. So flipping down is pretty good here. Yeah, there's a couple of things you want to get done for sure. So I think we have to thwart, but man, both of these cards are really good for helping us this next turn. But we just need to thwart. Like, it's not like we don't really have much of a choice. So I think we're gonna start off by thwarting for 1. Bring this down to 4. It's counterintelligence. I guess under surveillance is better. Let's spend this counterintelligence here for a battle mage to thwart, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Sorry, it's not gonna be from here. It's gonna be from here. That's going to trigger both of my Mystic Senses and my Cape. So I'm going to get readied and then also draw 2 cards. Get the Power of Leadership here for rapid response. Cool. Okay, so we still have a couple things to go. So we want to do this. Want to play this and then play this. Yeah, I guess that's the best we can do. And we also have to heal. So yeah, we're just gonna thwart for 2 here. It's gonna go 1 here and 1 here. That's gonna clear off reactor overload. And then we're gonna use our battle mage ability. Yeah, so we're going to spend this Power of Leadership here for rapid response. And then we're going to go play down a Cosmic. I wonder if I could have played Cosmic Ward last turn. I don't think I even used that resource. I kind of forgot I had it. Is there anything I want to save in my hand? I don't mind Magic Attack. It's not terrible. So I think I'll keep that. I'll spend these 2 resources to put under surveillance on the main. I'm pretty sure it's going to pop anyways, but just in case it doesn't. And then I'll spend this Karmic Staff to get down Cosmic Ward to maybe cancel Treachery coming our way. And then I do have to actually flip down and heal for 3. It's not really a choice because of this Fireball that's about to go off. And okay, we're going to ready up, drop. That's 1 there, and 4 more cards. And then we get a face down encounter card here. So, you know, all things being said, I think Ebony Maw is a pushover for the most part. But, you know, Adam Warlock, it takes a little bit to, you know, build out and get going. But, you know, we are doing our darndest. He should only have one counter left because I used 1 the first time. And he should have 2 consequential. So, yeah, that's working out pretty well. All right. So then we draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. Okay, ready all of this up. All right, so it's gonna go up to 4, and you know this pops at how much? Now it pops at 10, and it's at 4 right now. So I mean, maybe there's a chance he doesn't pop it. He's gonna scheme for a base of 2, 3. So it's gonna go up to 7. So it would have popped without the under surveillance. Also, since he activated, we're gonna remove an invocation counter from this. And it says, after the last invocation counter is removed, deal 4 damage to your identity. So we're down to 2 health. Also, Soul World is going to go off after your deck runs out of cards. Place 1 soul counter here. It's an alter ego action. We can exhaust it to heal all damage from our identity. Now we have 2 encounter cards, but we do have a treachery cancel. It's not our choice, but hopefully, let's see how it goes. I think this is the first one. I don't know if I actually swapped it. So this gets canceled by Cosmic Ward. When you reveal a treachery card, cancel it to when revealed effects and discard it. And we have the next one, which is manipulation. It's going to surge. Comes to play with 2. This is the one that discards a card at random from our hand and confuses us. It's going to surge into an assault. Just going to surge into an assault. Just going to surge into an... Okay, I guess I didn't shuffle this super well, but that's okay. Then we're going to go it's a base of 2 here. There's a chance he doesn't pop it, but he does. So that's 7 up to 11. It's under surveillance. It's going to get discarded. This is going to be completed, and then it's going to come in on this side, which is shuffle the encounter deck disc around the encounter deck. Each player discards cards until a spell environment is put into play under their control. So all of this is going to get shuffled back in. And then we're going to mill until we find a spell here. But hopefully we are, safe enough into this game where even, no matter what spell he's going to show us here, we are really built out and ready to go, in my opinion. Okay. All right. So now we're going to mill. So we found a spell card here. Okay. Fireball it is, and it's going to come into play with 4 counters. Cool. So I think the idea is that we're not going to flip back down anymore and just kind of stun lock him with Iron Fist here. But let's do it. So that's back to us. So first off, we're going to use Soul World and spend this counter so we can heal to full. We're going from 2 all the way up to 11, which is awesome. Really good here. So this is our hand this turn. What do we want to do here? So I think I want to get rid of the status card on my hero. So I think I will discard... let's just discard Cosmic Awareness, I guess. And action, discard a card from your hand, remove a status card from Adam Warlock. We'll get rid of that stun. I don't even know if I'm playing the magic attack, but I think there's a decent chance we do. I guess we don't want to use Iron Fist counter just yet. I just realized that Nick Fury is going to be coming into play. Now we'll probably use it anyways, just in case he activates twice. We're going to spend 3 resources here plus Karmic Staff. Or do we... Actually, we're going to attack with Charlie 27 first. That's going to do 2, and we're going to break the tough. Then what we're going to do is, I guess we're going to just thwart for 1 here. And then we're going to spend... Yeah, I think we'll spend Hercules here as our Battle Mage action to deal 2 damage. Let's bring Ebony Maw down to 12. Then we're going to, since we use our Battle Mage ability, we can ready up and draw 2 cards off of our Mystic Senses. Doing a Quantum Magic and Hard Knocks. I think Hard Knocks is really interesting. Quantum Magic, do we... we could add back an Under Surveillance here. Or we could do we can throw down another Cosmic Ward. Those are all like good options in my opinion. But I think first things first, we're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then 4 here to play down Nick Fury. We're gonna use his ability to draw us 3 cards, 1, 2, and 3. So we do have a couple things in our hand. We're probably gonna Quantum Magic and then maybe just keep Coulson and whatnot. Actually, we'll see. We're gonna have Nick Fury. We're gonna go ahead and swing for 2. We're gonna put this over here. There's a lot of cards on the table. Bring him down to 10. We're gonna have Iron Fist. Yeah, we're gonna have him swing for 2 and use his last counter here. Bring him down to 8 to stun Ebony Maw here. Then Iron Fist is gonna be defeated. But we're going to use our effect on Rapid Response. After an ally you control is defeated, discard Rapid Response, put that ally into play, and deal 1 damage to it. So he's going to have 1 damage, but when he enters play, he has his 2 Mystic counters back. So we can keep using him to essentially keep Ebony Maw stun locked here, so he doesn't ever lower his counters. Nick Fury should have a consequential, which I'm going to grab right now, but he's going to leave play anyways, so it's not a huge deal. So I want to do a quantum magic. I don't think I can actually do everything I want to do this turn if I do that. Because if I can grab the treachery cancel instead, which is might be better if we want to be optimal. We'll do a quantum magic, grab the treachery, yeah. So we'll do a quantum magic here. We're gonna add one card from my discard pile to our hand. Let's add back Cosmic Ward. Then we're gonna play down Cosmic Ward for 1. So do we have a treachery cancel? It's a forced interrupt, but it's still really strong. Then we're gonna spend a magic attack. Choose an enemy, discard 5 cards to the top of my deck. Just deal 1 damage to that enemy for each card discarded this way. Oh, so we're just gonna deal 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So that's gonna bring him from 8 down to 3. And we're just gonna ready. Oh, and then we can just swing for 1. And then, cool. That's gonna ready up. We had a really big turn that turn, so. Oh, wait. I forgot that I could attack with him, but I'm not going to. I'm fine with that tempo hit, as always. And we'll drop 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whew. Okay. We have every single aspect in our hand. So we got a lot we can do here. Ebony Maw, he's going to make this, the main go up by 1. He's going to try and activate against us. He cannot because he is stunned. Now we have an encounter card. Advance, that's going to get canceled by this Cosmic Ward. Force Interrupt. When you reveal a treachery, cancel it when revealed, then discard Cosmic Ward. And that is back to us. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And yeah, this game should be over in a matter of turns. There's not a ton Ebony Maw, I'm going to be honest, can truly do here. Nick Fury's going to also just leave play. I think we just discard Thor, right? Yeah, so we're going to use yeah, let's just Thor for 1, I guess. And then we're going to use our Battle Mage ability to discard Thor. And it's going to be deal 2, what is it? Yeah, deal 2 damage to an enemy. That's going to knock Ebony Maw from 2 down to 0. Then stage 3 is going to come in. He has 23 health, but he has a when revealed ability. I think we're just milling for another spell here. Each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a spell and puts it into play in the play area. Got another fireball here. But he is not able to lower these counters at all, being stun locked and cosmic warded. So also we're going to trigger our mystic senses and our cape. So we're going to ready up and we're going to draw 2 cards because we used our battle mage. Okay, another quantum magic is probably just sealing the game in my opinion here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attack. So this is going to be 3 damage on him, 2 damage on Iron Fist, and we're going to spend a counter here to stun him. So it was at 1, 2, 3 damage, bringing him from 23 down to 20. He's going to be stunned. Then what we're going to do is, I guess we're just playing Luke Cage probably. Or we can, yeah, we don't have Thor anymore. We'll do, yeah, I guess we'll just spend some doubles here. We'll go these 2, power protection, and a double here to play it on Luke Cage. He comes in with a tough. I'm not going to give it to him because I'm just going to swing for 2. And the protection cards are putting in work this game. Bringing him down to 18. I mean, like, my whole board is like protection cards right now, which is kind of crazy. Do I have any aggression allies left? I'm not actually sure on that one. Hercules is in the discard. I think I have 1 left, but I'm not positive because I'm trying to see what I would keep in my hand because I'm just going to Quantum Magic, grab the Cosmic Ward back, and we're just going to replay it. So yeah, we'll Quantum Magic for 1, choose a card in your discard pile, add it to your hand, and then we're going to spend for 1 to get back down Cosmic Ward. And yeah, that's just going to be that. We're just going to ready up. I guess the aggression is in our hand just to get a consistent source of 2 damage if we need it. And we're going to drop 5 more at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. It's going to go up by 1. He's going to try and activate against us. He can't because he's stunned. And he's going to reveal an encounter card. As an environment, it's going to surge. It comes into play with 3 counters. Rubble Storm. After the last invocation counter is removed, deal 2 damage to each character you control. That would be really bad with all the allies we have in play. So it's going to surge into a Black Dwarf. So his attacks have overkill. And he has 6 health. And that's back to us. Okay, do we have damage here? I guess we could flip down. We can put down another cosmic ward. I mean, yeah, there's just a ton we can really do here. I don't think we have the damage to actually win the game this turn, so it's probably a good idea to just not like push our luck, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swing with Iron Fist to stun him, bring him down to 16, just so that we have that kind of insurance. I think we'll also attack with Charlie, probably. I mean, he can also just take the Black Dwarf attack. We're gonna have Luke Cage just swing for 2 here. I think we're just gonna ignore Black Dwarf for right now. And then he's gonna take a consequential here. And then I think we just spend a Karmic Blast, right? Deal 4 damage. So he doesn't have like guard or anything. We're gonna discard 4 cards on the top of our deck and deal 1 additional damage for each different aspect discarded this way. So just 2 summoning spell and martial prowess. So yeah, so it's gonna deal 2 for 6 damage, which isn't terrible. So we're gonna deal 6 here, bring him down to 8 health. We're gonna shuffle up. Okay, and we're gonna face that encounter card. How much damage does he have on the board? He has like 10 damage total with his spells, but he's just never able to activate. He's been stun locked, he's been cosmic ward locked. I mean, yeah, this is crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. Yeah, let's get our encounter card here, even though I don't think we're gonna even reveal it. Or no, we probably will. Then what I want to do is we do have to spend one of these cards. Let's just do let's just spend Brawn here. Oh wait, sorry, we have to do our battle mage. Let's just thwart for 1. Let's spend our battle mage here on Brawn to deal 2 damage here. Let's do 2 to Ebony Maw. It's gonna ready us off our cape and draw 2 off Mystic Senses. Like maybe if we draw an attack event, game's over. Quantum Magic. Thor almost gets us there, which is really interesting, but I don't think it's quite enough. We could do, oh wait, this also gets a counter on here. Thor attacks a minion engaged with the players, all this attack, each minion engaged against that. So we can play down Thor and just swing for 3 more. 3 more, 4, 5, and then, well, he wouldn't even take the retaliate. Yeah, I think we're 1 damage off from lethal, because Thor is 3, 4, 5 damage, and he has 6 health left. So with that being the case, I think what we'll do is we'll just do a think fast here. We're gonna confuse him and flip down. So that's really good. So he's gonna get confused right here. And yeah, we took a damage so that we could do that, and we have the Guardian trait, so we're allowed to do that. All that works out, and then we're gonna spend this Quantum Magic here for another Cosmic Ward. We're just gonna swing for 2 damage here onto Ebony Maw. It's Charlie, 27 is gonna be defeated. Bring him down to 4 health, and we're just gonna flip down and then ready up. So we have 2 Treachery cancels, we have a stun and a confuse, and Thor in hand. Let's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool, cool, cool. It's gonna go up to 1. Ebony Maw is gonna try to activate. He can't because he's confused. This guy is going to scheme for a base of 1. It's gonna bring this to 2. Now we have 2 encounter cards to deal with because we decked out. First one, Super Giant with Quick Strike. After she attacks and damages a character, that character is stunned. Then we are an alter ego, so we dodge that. Channeling Trace, and it's gonna get canceled by a Cosmic Ward because it's just a forced interrupt, not a hero interrupt. And yeah, that's back to us. Okay, let's see how much overkill we can do here. Sorry for kind of an anticlimactic kind of game. It's kind of just like going through the motions with this character. If there's not a lot of, tempo they put on that last turn, because it's like, yeah, he really couldn't do anything, honestly speaking. So what we'll do is I mean, there's just not a ton to do. We'll flip up. We'll use our... we'll swing for... let's see if we can do some funny stuff. We'll swing for 1 on this guy. And then we will do... our... what's it called? Our Battle Mage for spending counterintelligence. That's going to ready us and draw us 2 cards. And then clear off the main. Drawing 2 cards here. Martial Prowess and Magic Attack. Then we're going to use this power. Yeah, let's use these 3 resources here to play down Thor. He comes in with toughness. And then when he attacks a minion engaged with a player, he can resolve his attack against each minion if I spend a lightning bolt. So he has a toughness, so I'm not going to put consequential. So we're going to have him attack Black Dwarf, and let's use his karmic staff for the lightning energy. So he's going to deal 3 damage here, doing 4. He's going to do 3 damage here. And then we're going to have Luke Cage swing for 2 on Supergiant. It's going to knock her out. And then he's going to take a consequential. And I don't think there's quite enough damage here. Oh, no, there is. We'll go double resource for major victory. We'll swing for 1 on Black Dwarf. And then swing for 1 with Adam Warlock. That's going to knock him out. We're just clearing the entire board. He's going to have a consequential on him. And then we're just going to, for 1 resource with the Martial Prowess, we're going to do a magic attack here. We're going to discard the top 5 cards of our deck and target Ebony Maw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For each card discarded, deal 1 damage. 5 damage into Ebony Maw with 4 health left. That is Ebony Maw defeated on Expert mode. That was a ton of fun. Let's go ahead and check out the deck list. Okay, so here are the deck list. Adam Warlock is always such a joy to play. He has a really weird way of displaying his deck because of the fact you need an equal amount of cards in each aspect. But yeah, Adam Warlock, unlike a lot of heroes that I tend to, play in this series, is a character that I actually have a couple of games on. I'm pretty, familiar with his gameplay loop, what he's trying to accomplish, and like how his cards work. So in addition to building, I think, a very strong deck, even if you took this against modern villains, I think a deck like this would do decently well. Yeah, I think we just absolutely crushed Ebony Maw. It was kind of, there was one little section of unknown at the beginning when I did a greedy, I didn't flip down and heal, and then if you got an extra activation, I would have lost. But yeah, no, he's just a really strong hero. I think his hero cards are insanely strong. He has the Mystic trait, which is home to some of the best support cards in the game. And it's just, he has so many things going for him. And even though he can seem inconsistent with his 1 card per deck, or 1 copy per card in a deck limit, it really doesn't end up that way in actuality. As you saw, even playing the one of double resource for each type, I was able to spend these for their appropriate card multiple times throughout the game. It wasn't just I was always discarding them for Battle Mage, even though that is a positive to every card that he has that isn't basic. But he's just a ton of fun. And yeah, let's get into the deck list. So we have his 15 identity specific cards here, and all of his cards are just really good. They're costed really well. The Karmic Blasts are good. His Cosmic Awareness is super good. Quantum Magic is an insane card. You do take a slight resource hit. You go down 1 card, but be able to fish of any card out of your discard pile to add it to your hand. Soul World just lets you heal for free. You don't even have to do anything. Pip the Troll gives you some protection for your HP, and he can be played as an interrupt. We have a resource generators. We have 2 treachery cancels. He's got 3 attack, 3 thwart events, and he has a cape which readies him. And these 2 mystic senses, of course, I put at the side because they're absolutely crazy. Adam Warlock already has really efficient use of these events out of his hand. He can do 1 for 2 damage or 1 for 2 thwarting. Obviously, the protection one's a bit weaker because it just heals an ally, and the leadership is decent because it does bump his stats a little bit. But no, these cards really bring him into his own. You neg 1 card from your hand to draw 2, basically, when you have both of them out. At worst, you're just cycling a card and getting a little bit of an effect, like some thwarting, some damage, or anything like that. It's just really good and really fun and really well-oiled machine when it works together like it did in this game. We're not going to get into the aspects just yet. Let's see the very few basic cards. For Adam Warlock specifically, the more basic cards you put in, the less you can take advantage of each of the aspect strengths. So we're just on the 3 basic double resources. We're on Nick Fury, of course, and then we're on the Sorcerer Supreme, which is an absolutely insane card for Mystic traded heroes, which gives him +1 hand size in hero form. It's essentially an Avengers Mansion for half the cost, and only if you're Mystic traded. Yeah, Nick Fury is really good, and the whole idea behind the deck was trying to play around Summoning Spell, and it's funny that we didn't even play it a single time. I think we had 2 opportunities to play it, and it just made more sense to play the cards in his hand, and that just shows you the amount of flexibility that this hero truly has. So let's start with our leadership, because we can only have an equal amount of each card, an equal amount of each aspect in our deck when we build it per his deck building rules, his alter ego side. So we have 6 copies of each aspect in our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So exactly works out. Let's talk about the leadership cards and why we picked them. So we're on Summoning Spell here, which kind of what's it called? It kind of really was the big basis of the deck, and you're going to see that in a lot of the other aspects there's going to be really high costed allies to try and make use and cheat them in through the Summoning Spell. We have Falcon here, which shout out to the newest hero revealed. He enters play, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, and for each treachery he sees, he removes one threat from a scheme. It's really cool, really versatile. We have Major Victory, which will give me a ready on a Guardian character. So it could ready one of the other allies in this deck, or it can ready Adam Warlock to allow him to, if you buffed his stats with the Justice, maybe swing for like 6 or something, or like flip down and heal. There's a lot of options. Then we have Welcome Aboard here, which is max play for your identity as the Guardian, trade max 1 per round, and it's basically a double resource. So it's another resource card for allies specifically. We're running like 12 or 13 allies. I forgot the count in this deck. So the inclusion makes sense. And then for the last one, we have a rapid response here. It just lets us really recur these allies that we're either cheating in with through Summoning Spell or just hard casting like we did with basically every single protection ally saw the field in this game, which was crazy. And I thought that was really cool how that worked out. We're going to go to aggression here. So we have Brawn, Hercules, and Thor as our allies of choice. These guys, they're not the most expensive in the world, but they have good things going for them. Hercules is just, he has 4 activations with 3 attack. That can just be 12 damage. We're almost never going to hard cast him, even though at the end of the game when we had 2 minions, he would have only costed 4, which is not terrible for this stat line. We have Thor here who has 3 attack, but it comes in with a toughness, so essentially he can activate 3 separate times and get 9 damage out of him. And then we have Brawn here who only has 1 and 1 to his stats, but every time he attacks he removes threat from a scheme, so it's like a 3 cost card for 5 attack and 5 thwarting. Like, that's not bad at all. We have Martial Prowess here where you can just generate a fist resource for any attack event. Adam Warlock has 3 in his kit. We have Mystic Attack, Magic Attack here, and it's just a resource generator in case we ever felt we needed it, which I don't think we ever played it, and because we did not. We also do have another attack event through Hard Knocks and Protection. Shield Spell is a really good Mystic only traded card, which lets you discard cards from the top of your deck to prevent any damage from an attack. It's essentially like a backflip just for any Mystic trait. You do have to lose cards from your deck, but he has synergies with like Soul World and stuff like that. The protection allies were working overtime this game. Iron Fist is an MVP in this scenario specifically, because by stopping Ebony Maw from doing his attack activations, he doesn't lower any of the counters on his cards. So we had all those spells at the end of the game that he just was not lowering. I really love Luke Cage. Just he comes in with toughness. He has 5 health. I mean, if you use every single one of his activations for damage, that's already 12 damage for 4 costs. He's just really good. I really like this ally from the core box, and I think he's super underrated, even in the current card pool. We have Charlie 27 here, who 1 Thor, 1 attack. I like him because he comes in with the tough, so you can have him block if you don't mind the tempo hit, and he also has that retaliate on him, which can be pretty interesting for sure. If he can survive, at least he survives 1 attack with a toughness, and then maybe you swing with him, and then somehow he survives another attack. I mean, like, he can do a bit of damage, he can do a bit of thwarting, and he's really just there because he comes with that tough status, so he's an ally we can use multiple times. We're going to go to the Justice cards here. So these are a bit straightforward. So we're on only 2 allies here, but they are high costed. We're on Daredevil, another core box ally. Really good, good stats, 2 thwart, 2 attacks, so he's versatile. And then whenever he thwarts, he can deal 1 damage to an enemy. So if you use all of it for thwarting, he does 6 thwart and 3 damage, which is really good. We have Agent Coulson, which is a classic Justice ally. Whenever he enters play, we can search our deck and discard for a prep card, which is going to be counterintelligence in this deck. Anytime throw would be placed on the main scheme, we can discard it to prevent 3 of that. It's almost like a pseudo confuse. It lets us flip down pretty safely. Think Fast is a card that almost always makes my way into a Guardian deck if I'm playing Justice. I just think it's really good and really fun, especially in solo. Play only for adding as a Guardian trait. Take a damage and confuse the villain. Just gives you that free flip down, get an extra card, take advantage of your alter ego. Then the last card of this deck, Showcase kind of, is Under Surveillance. We are playing in solo. I usually don't include this card when we play in solo because, I don't know, I guess I like the variance of losing to advance or something, but we did play it. And it did help mitigate kind of how swingy that extra advance was on this first main scheme, because it forced him to scheme twice in order to pop the first, rather than scheming that first time and then scheming on the second main scheme, which could have, put us in a bit of a dicey situation. But this is a classic card. He just increased the threat threshold by 4 on the main. That's that. That was a ton of fun, and we're going to go ahead and get to the villain ranking. Okay. So here we are at the tier list. Now this one is a bit interesting today. So I have a couple of things that I have to keep in mind when I'm trying to rate Ebony Maw. I do have a ton of experience on Adam Warlock, and I also think this is one of the decks where I cared about the limited card pool the least, because I think Adam Warlock is really the most fun the more options he has available. So I didn't even look at how many decks I just made a deck I knew would be strong, and I put it in, and I was like, okay, that is what we are going to play today, and it worked out really well. Ebony Maw is really interesting. So I do like the fact that on Expert specifically, what he is able to do is he puts a couple of these threats on the board, and it's kind of like delayed tempo. So where a lot of villains will have like tempo early to kind of put you on your toes and make you flip up, what Ebony Maw instead opts to do is put these spells on your board that will do something in a certain number of turns, and it's something that will hamper you or harm you. Now there's a bit of variability on which spells he's going to start with. Some of them are a lot less bad than others, like the one that was discarding a card and getting confused, or the one that's like deal 2 damage to every character you control. Like those are less bad than like Fireball being like boom 4 damage to your identity, or like the other one where it's like rest every single upgrade you control and get stunned. Those are pretty nasty for most heroes in the game. That being said, he does suffer kind of like this first villain in the box kind of syndrome, where they can't make him too tough and they can't make him too complex. Now the surge that he has on the spells are really nasty, and I do think he gets rolling pretty well, but he also does have 2 main schemes for you to kind of mess around with, and even if you pop one, kind of the consequence for popping one isn't even too bad, all things considered. There's also a thing, because his health because his stats are really low. I think on stage 3 it's 3 scheme and still just 2 attack. You can kind of just take swings from him. The recommended modular sets don't have a ton of boost icons, or like his normal mod sets don't have a ton of boost icons. So you kind of just like take 3 to 5 damage on an activation without even defending, which is almost nothing. If you're playing really risky and have a decent health pool, you can take like 2 attacks before flipping down to heal. But the thing is, you're probably not even taking attacks because he has no steady, he has no stalwart, and his whole mechanic revolves around him having to activate, and I don't think he has a ton of extra activations in his deck. So if he can't activate to lower these counters and they keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed, you're surging these encounter cards, correct, but they're not really ever going off. And you saw at the end of the game that I had these like 4 spells against me. Now, I will say as a caveat, he has a much better opportunity to get his spells off in higher player counts because stuns and confuses get less prevalent. But if we're talking like true solo, maybe solo 1 to 2 players, he's just not a very difficult scenario. Now, where would I put him is another question. I think he's probably around a Rhino level. I'm thinking a C tier here. I can't see him being as hard as Taskmaster. I can't see him being as hard as Green Goblin or even Drang. I think that he might be harder than Collector 2. It's really hard when we get in these ranges where like order kind of matters, but it kind of doesn't. He's probably harder than Collector 2. Maybe he's between B and C, but he's probably right around here. He's fun, and I think he's fun if you let him kind of get his spells off and see kind of the situation puts you in. I wish the spells were designed in a different way where they kind of like tick down. Maybe they didn't surge to compensate, so you'll have to deal with them rather than just stun and confuse locking him and basically never seeing one of the spells do basically anything. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. It was a ton of fun getting to revisit Adam Warlock and to play him again. I'm excited for the start of the Mad Titans wave. I just finished an expert campaign playthrough of this box with my friend over on my live stream. We stream every Wednesday for the most part, barring existential circumstances. So make sure to check that out if that interests you at all. Thanks so much as always for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.